I never moved out of my small town. And no, this creepy house behind me is not my house. It's just a cool place I wanted to shoot at today. If you're anything like me, you probably live in a small town where you're the only person that does the thing that you do. You might feel alone or by yourself, whether that's Pokemon cards, video creating, photography, or even something as simple as NFTs. Or maybe not so simple. I feel like people often leave their small towns because they have this version of themselves that they want to become, and they feel like because everybody in the town that they live in knows them for who they are right here, right now, it can be hard to evolve. And the truth is, people really don't care. Now, after spending my entire adult life here, having kids, raising a family, I can tell you one thing for sure, and that is I don't regret it one bit. But had you asked me this question when I was a teenager, I might have told you something completely different. I'm gonna make Willie Shaw a household name. I'm gonna move to Seattle or whatever big city and do comedy, stand up, and just make it happen. Make myself the best in the world. And while that didn't exactly happen, I believe I would not have been able to make it as a full-time videographer had I lived in a different world. I graduated high school back in 2010, got married to my beautiful wife in 2014, and decided in 2016 to take my then photography business full-time. And the really simple answer as to why I believe I would not have been able to do this videography thing full-time had I left this world and went on to live in some big city somewhere else is because you gotta listen close. There's an airplane going by, and this is the big one. There was literally nothing to do. A little dramatic. My town was so boring. It still is. All my friends have moved, and this is a military town, so friends that I've met throughout the years, they come, they're here for a while, and they move also, and so I was literally always alone. Now, of course, I had my wife and my kids, but I really had two options. Play video games, which I loved, but my wife wasn't a huge fan of, or fill my time with a passion. And those passions became being a father once my son was born and making great content, photography, and videography. Now, there's this thing called the 10,000 hour rule. And it's this idea where you as a creative or somebody who's trying to learn something new, you need about 10,000 hours before you become an expert. And again, because I was so bored with nothing better to do, nothing to fill my time with, I was always curious about cameras, curious about how the content I was making was created, and decided to pick up a camera and try to do it myself. Okay, so let me find a spot to put this down because, oh boy, it's heavy. Let me actually show you guys here. Crazy, okay. Now, this thing called social proof started happening to me. This idea that I was creating content that people had never seen before, and though it wasn't very good, they loved it, and I became the best in the world at it. My world, this world, the small town. Now, this doesn't mean that I don't think there's a place and time for you to leave your small town and go out and explore. There definitely is, but for me, and I think a lot of other creative, Mr. Beast is one for an example, when you live in a small town and you're creating with your head down because you're not distracted because there simply isn't anything to do, you can become the best in the world and really own it on your craft. And so I believe that had I left at a young age to go and try to be the best in the world at this thing, I would have just gotten distracted. I wouldn't have found my place in the videography world. I wouldn't have found my passion for it because I would have been jumping at all these other things. And while I do believe I would have picked up the camera eventually, I don't think I would have taken it full time like I did living in a small town. That's all I got for you guys in this one. That's my story. I hope you got something from it. And if you're a videographer thinking about taking your business full time, I have another video where I talk about my process and how I did it right here. And go check it out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I mean, look at this. This is such a beautiful place though. Like, look. Let me, wrong way. Look at that. Plus I gotta walk back to my car. That little thing right there is my car. Boop. See you guys.